Our family with 6 children in our house can often be described as controlled chaos. Of course, that being an oxymoron. The definition of the word oxymoron is a combination of contradictory or incongruous words, like cruel kindness, like jumbo shrimp, pretty ugly, bittersweet, artificial grass, just some examples of an oxymoron. Well, I've come across another one that I believe many of us have used before, and it's this one. No, Lord. This, of course, is a contradiction in terms, because if we truly have made Jesus the Lord of our life, we would never tell Him no when He asks us to do something. Maybe it's because we really don't know what the word Lord really means. I mean, it's not something that we use every day in our American society. I mean, we often start out our prayer with Lord, or we'll often say praise the Lord when we're thankful for something, but do we realize what we're saying? So we look at the definition of Lord. At dictionary.com it says this: Lord is a person who has authority, control, or power over others, a master, chief, or ruler. So with that in mind, what do you think happened to people hundreds of years ago when they said no to the lords that were over them within their kingdom? Chances are the consequences were not too good. But yet, many times a day, we say, no, Lord, quite often, if not verbally, within our hearts. And why? Well, of course, that can be traced back to our first parents, Adam and Eve, who told the Lord no, and since then all of us, their children, are born with no on our lips and rebellion in our hearts. Mike Howerton says in his book, Glorious Mess, our DNA is made crooked by the axe of our family tree, and we continue to bend and break branches with our choices not to respond to God's voice. So what's God calling you to do today? Are you even able to hear His voice? You know, it's difficult, if not impossible, to talk and listen at the same time. And I wonder if we spend more time telling the Lord things, maybe even no, instead of remaining silent and listening to what He's telling us. Andrew Murray said, prayer is not monologue, but dialogue. God's voice in response to mine is its most essential part. So instead of flooding the Lord with your concerns this morning and maybe even telling Him no, why don't you ask Him what He wants you to do? And then why don't you joyfully